Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. Now I know we shouldn't moan about the weather in December, but there is some arty sort of lighting going on here due to the sun absolutely blaring through my window, but I'm going to persevere just because it's December and like the sun's hardly ever out like this, and honestly it's quite arty and beautiful, really, isn't it? Today I'm going to be doing a December book haul. So this is a haul of all the books that I've come into contact with, that have come into my possession in December. Now there are a lot of them and I've been a very, very lucky girl because a lot of them I've been gifted or given. So I feel really, really thrilled and happy about this, but all of these are really exciting books as well. So I feel very pleased and thrilled to be showcasing them to you. So I'll start with two that I've literally just got in the post today. In fact, the next four are ones that I've just got in the post today. God, they're so heavy. These were sent to me from the lovely people at Penguin Platform. You might have seen my Instagram stories. I'm filming this on Thursday, so you might have seen my Instagram stories yesterday because this is going up on Friday. And they were kind enough to send me an email asking me if I wanted any of their books for Christmas with a list of them. And I did. I definitely did. The first one I've got here is one that I've already read this year, but I got it out from the library, so I didn't own. So it's a real treat to be able to own this, and that is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. This is 100 Tales of Extraordinary Women, and I don't feel like when I reviewed this I had the book to show you. Now this might be a bit of a spoiler, but I've got a feeling this is going to be in my top 10 books of the year. And I wasn't unable to show you all the gorgeous, gorgeous illustrations. So every single page is laid out like this with a short story or information about the incredible woman who is illustrated here. Now there's almost a different female illustrator for every single woman in this book. Michelle Obama's there. It's got people that are relevant now. It's got people that historical. It is absolutely beautiful, and it just filled me with joy to be able to go through here and learn about some incredible women that I didn't know about, and just remind myself of some incredible women that have been in the history historically that I remember. And just, I absolutely love this. I cannot encourage people enough to read this and to grab hold of this for all ages. It is amazing. So that's the first one they sent me. Thank you so much, Penguin. I am thrilled to have that. And then also they've sent me Ali Smith Winter. So as you can see, this is gorgeous. This is the second book in the seasonal quartet. I need to get my hands on Autumn because I got that out from the library as well. The Autumn one looked like this. So there are all these sort of naked hardbacks with a sort of seasonal colour. Now I believe Mercedes and I were talking about this, and we thought it was going to be blue, and it's grey with this gorgeous winter scene all here. And the autumn one was about Brexit and told from an older man's perspective and a younger woman's perspective. Now this story is about a man called Art who his girlfriend won't come home with him to visit home for Christmas, so he hires someone. I was at Jen Campbell's I was at Lush Book Club earlier this week and discussing Jen Campbell's book, and they were Anna and Jen, who were hosting the evening, were talking about, I can hear a child crying. We're talking about what books they've read recently, and they both said that this was amazing. So I'm almost out of Christmas books, so I feel like winter rereads are my next stop on the run up to Christmas, so I would definitely be picking this up next. I might even start it today. I feel super excited about that. So those are two books from Penguin. Thank you so much. And then also, I did not even know this was coming, but Faber have also sent me a Christmas present. So I've got the Faber and Faber Poetry Diary for 2018. So this is really beautifully laid out. It's at the end papers are all the poetry collections that they've got, and then throughout they've got a week per page with a poem on the facing page. This lighting is not good for showing this, but from what I've seen, I've just had a quick flick through this, the poem or the front cover of the poetry book they've got represents what's happening in the year. So I read Midwinter, which is the one in the winter, and then they've got pictures of, so here for instance they've got a picture of a front cover which has got reindeers on, that's for New Year's Eve, and then I've just seen one for spring and things like that. So yeah, really, really lovely diary and poetry book. And then this book, which I was looking at in the shop, and the only reason I didn't pick it up is because it was wrapped in the shop, so I couldn't see what was in it. This is the Faber Book of Christmas, which is in conjunction with Liberty London, and they've got this fabric front cover which is absolutely beautiful. Now I feel like I remember there being a a tag going around last year, or maybe even the year before, talking about what book would you put on your Christmas tree. This book I would have as my Christmas tree. It is absolutely beautiful. And then within the content, without even being excited about the content, it is sort of the history of Christmas, and it has different, it's got poetry in there, and I believe I might even have seen some recipes and things. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous Christmassy book, and just feels lovely. So yeah, that's another Christmas book that I've come into possession, so I feel very excited about that. The next book is a book that the volunteer at my work had been bought by her son or daughter, and she said she read the first few pages and could not get on with it at all. And I had seen this mentioned in halls and things like that, and thought, oh, I would like to get my hands on that. So I have it's going to do the rounds. Oh, I can't show the full beautiful cover because that's stuck on there. It's going to do the rounds at my place of work, but I was fortunate enough to get the first dibs on it, and that is My Absolute Darling by, and this isn't done, oh, Gabrielle Talent. So this is, at 14, Turtle Alveston knows the use of every gun on her wall, that chaos is coming and only the strong will survive it, that her daddy loves her more than anything else in the world, and he'll do whatever it takes to keep her with him. She doesn't know why she feels so different from the other girls at school, why the line between love and pain can be so hard to see, why making a friend may be the bravest and most terrifying thing she's done, and what her daddy will do when he finds out. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be wonderful, and I've heard it's beautifully written, so that's the next one. I'm putting these all, balancing them on that arm there. That's exciting. So as I mentioned earlier, I went to the Lush Book Club this week. I'd never been to the Lush Book Club event before, and it was incredible, and I'm definitely going to be going back. I had such a great time. So we were discussing The Beginning of the World in the Middle of the Night by Jen Campbell. This is a collection of 12 short stories that Jen has written. I've had the proof copy. I didn't have the hardback copy, and now I do, which is very exciting. And yeah, it was just Anna, who she also has a booktube channel over at A Case for Books. I love her booktube channel. She just does some amazing like stop motion work and stuff like that. Anna was speaking to Jen about the inspirations behind her collection, and short stories and fairy tales, and yeah, it was just an amazing night. There was cake, there was Lush products, it smelled amazing in there, and yeah, and we got a copy of the book, so very, very excited to read this. I said to Jen, I haven't read this yet, and I said to Jen that I'm sort of I've had my eye on it to save it as a book, to one of my first books that I want to read in January. I always, because non-fiction November I read non-fiction, December I read Christmas books, so January is a chance to read all the new books and all the books I'm really excited about. So I'm going to treat myself to sort of, this might be my bath book, where I read a short story every time I have a bath, and then I feel like I really get into short stories that way, because I have a sort of moment where I'm completely not looking at anything else and just really concentrating on the short story. So I think this might be my January bath book. And then the next lot of books are all books that I picked up at the Penguin platform Christmas party. So not only did I go to the Lush Book Club on one night, I also went to the Penguin Christmas party the same night. Imagine me, 2 parties one night. Never did I think I'd see the day. Oh, and they were kind enough to, there was lots of like piles of books and things, and Sana gave us a tote bag and just said, pop in there any books that you see that you're interested in. So I've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Oh, 6, because there's one over there. Please excuse me for a moment while I just go and get the other one. Oh, so some of these are already out. Some of these are proofs of books that are coming out shortly, and all of them I picked up because I felt like I was very interested in them. So the first one is, look at this proof. It's got a little toy soldier on here. This is one that I'm probably going to be reading this month if I get a chance to, just because it looks quite wintry to me. This is The Toymakers by Robert Dinsdale. This is out on the 8th of February. It is historical fiction told from a young girl's perspective, a young girl, Kathy Ray, who's running away from a shameful past. She gets taken in by a toy emporium that sells toys that capture the imagination of children. So there's like patchwork dogs that seem alive, toy boxes that are bigger on the inside, soldiers that can fight battles on their own. And Kathy is about to discover that the Emporium has secrets of its own. So yeah, I was really taken by this. To be honest, like David came to the Penguin party with me, and he saw this and was like, "Oh, I'd like that. I like books about toys," and I've stolen it from him. So I feel like I am going to read this at winter. So it is it opens, so it says here, the Emporium opens with the first frost of winter. So yeah, this and Winter are books that I'm hoping to read before Christmas, and if not over Christmas, because I feel like this will be a nice Christmassy read, sort of magical toys and things like that. So that was the first one. The next book is a little bit like the Rebel Tales for Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Goodnight Tales for Rebel Girls. Goodnight Stories. Yeah, that one. And this is A Galaxy of Her Own. This is Amazing Stories of Women in Space by Libby Jackson. So I love the front cover already. It's an astronaut in space with lots of like stars and things around. And then this is all about, it's set out very much in the same way, that there's information about the astronaut or what they had to do with space, and then illustrations about them. So I want to know more about space, particularly women in space, after watching, oh my goodness me, what is that amazing film called? Hidden Figures, earlier this year. This is something that I am very, very excited to read as well. And then the next book I've got, I haven't read the first book in this series, and I need to, everyone was raving about it. We were talking about it at Lush Book Club, and then a lot of people were talking about it while we were at the Penguin Platform Party, and then that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is the second book. This is the proof of the second book, called The Girl in the Tower. This is out on the 25th of January. This is a beautiful, beautiful proof. It's got this tower here. It's really like fairy tale gorgeous. The back's lovely as well. So yeah, I'm going to buy myself The Bear and the Nightingale in paperback, because that front cover is gorgeous, and I'm going to read that and then read this as well. I'm going to read them both back to back, because I haven't done that with a series or a twosome. I understand this is going to be a series eventually, but I haven't done that with books where I've just read the first one and then gone straight onto the second one for such a long time. So that is going to be a treat for myself. We also got a copy of The Happy Reader. I feel like I've shown you a copy of this before. I think I got a copy from Simon. It is a, oh, and I've got a nice bookmark in there. It is a magazine run by Penguin, concentrating on one particular person. In this instance, it's Jarvis Cocker, and then it's got poetry in there. Look, there's a nice word search, etc. What edition is this? This is the Winter 2017 edition. So yeah, I enjoyed reading that last time. These stay in my bathroom as well. They're quite nice toilet books. And then the next three are hardbacks. The first one is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is John Green's latest release. I have read quite a few John Green books, but not in a while. I don't think I've read any since I've been on BookTube. So this is exciting to read. This is about a... is this about a girl? About somebody called Aza? Oh yeah, it's about a 16-year-old girl called Aza, who never intended to pursue the mystery of fugitive billionaire Russell Pickett, but there's a $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So yeah, that feels exciting about that. I've also got the short story collection from Tom Hanks, Uncommon Type. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and some of this looks like it's really original and unusual. Again, I can't show you because of the light, but there's like a lot of emojis being used and sort of text speak, and there's like a newspaper front cover and things like that, and some pictures and stuff. So I feel excited. I've never read anything by Tom Hanks. I'm not even sure Tom Hanks has ever done anything before, but I feel like this is exciting, and little short stories and stuff. And then the last book I've got, I feel like that's going to stay, but only for a little while, is one that I saw on Simon's channel, and that is Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. Now, Kristen Ritter, you might recognise, she is Jessica Jones, and this is a thriller told from her perspective. And I'm told it's got, not from her perspective, it's a thriller written by herself, and I'm told that it's got an amazing twist and very good suspense. So yeah, and look, it doesn't, like, for a hardback, it's not that big, so this is another one I'm excited about. So all of these books in this pile I feel really, really excited about, and I'm very thrilled to have. So those are the books that I got my hands on in December. What books have you guys got in December? Have you guys read any of these books that I've got here? And yeah, I'll see you all again tomorrow for another BookTube video.